Hey, good morning, everybody. AJ the CEO here. It is almost 7 a.m. and we are on our way to King William, Virginia to do an install at Union Hope Baptist Church. We talked to them maybe about a year and a half ago, and we've been able they pulled the trigger on moving forward with getting some stuff installed. Main thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing 2 cameras, a custom PC. That was the most recent 8600G that I built, that I did a video on. We are also doing the ATEM video switcher. We're going to install 2 TVs in the sanctuary, 1 in the fellowship hall, redo their distribution so the video shows up everywhere. They are supposed to be removing some pews in the back of the church, so we're going to be repositioning the media back there, which really is just going to consist of moving their soundboard because they wanted brand new wireless mics. So we got 8 wireless mics for them, and that's all their wireless mics. So that should be fairly simple. We are going to do an extension XLR over shielded Cat 6, and that's mainly going to be for the speakers that are in the front of the church. We're not relocating those, but we're just going to plug those into this adapter. We run 1 shielded cable all the way to the back. Hopefully it's long enough. If not, we got to order another one, and then we go from there. Now, one other thing that we did is, and I talked about this in another video, we had some work done to the Tesla, so now we have a tow hitch on here, and I had a extension and all this other stuff that was supposed to be delivered, but wonderful Amazon did not deliver it on time, and they won't let me cancel it. So we're waiting for that because we're going to get a trailer that is scheduled to be picked up on Wednesday, and then we're going to pick up the 3 TVs and tow them there. This is going to be my first time driving with a trailer. So we're going to do that, and so hopefully this will only take 2 days because I only have it slated for 2 days. I'm going to do most of the stuff today, some CSAA ministry today, then get pretty much everything in place so that when we come back on Wednesday, we'll hang the 2 TVs in the front, hang the 1 in the fellowship hall, which shouldn't be an issue, and then see about some training with them. Tomorrow, I can't do 3 days back to back because we have to do an on-site in Baltimore on Tuesday. We're back up here at King William on Wednesday. Then I got to go to North Carolina on Thursday, then come back to Richmond to do training on Thursday and a meeting, live stream on Friday, and then we're back somewhere on Saturday doing some type of training. So like I said, need another vacation from the vacation because we get to rolling, folks. So anyway, let me get up here, get on the road, and then we'll see y'all at the church. Alrighty, folks, we are here, and thank the Lord people are here early. So let's get inside, let's get to work. Alrighty, folks, so I got everything pulled in here, all the stuff that we're going to be using, and then let me actually turn you around. So what do we got? We got an ATEM Mini Extreme, our hard drive, keyboard and mouse, cable for the board, PoE switch, fiber optic HDMI cables, our HDMI splitter, joystick, 2 27-inch monitors, our XLR over Ethernet, shielded Ethernet for that, custom PC, 8 wireless mic set by Phoenix Pro, wall mount that's going to go for the TV that's going to go in the fellowship hall, and in the front we have 2 hanging mounts that we are going to put somewhere up here to get out of the way of the television, of the speakers. Don't want to move the speakers, but we need to see what's the best way to do that. Because I think the reason I went with that, because even if I put it over here with an extended mount, it's still going to get in the way. So worst case, might try and push it all the way in the corner. So the idea is anybody that's on this side is actually going to be looking here, and then over here be looking over there. But see, the speakers are not even from where they're at. So I might have to relocate the speaker, move that one further over, and then where the flags are, I'll align that if there's a stud up there, kind of like what we just did at the other ministry just finished up. We'll put it in the ceiling coming down from there, and then Runnymede, we'll put it up there and coming down from there. But one of the main things, there was a conduit up there. Last I remembered, it was in that corner. But the idea is we need to relocate the soundboard here. We're not upgrading that, but we're going to relocate that in the back. And then all of this is going to go away. This is the wireless mics that we're replacing. And since there's nothing really plugged in except for the wireless mics, that would satisfy everything. So it's not like we're plugging into anything. The drums are not mic'd. The pulpit isn't plugged into anything. So all of these are going to be wireless mics. So the only thing we really need to do is extend to our connections that go to the amp that is feeding and powering the speakers. So let's look at that real quick. So we have our out right here that is going down. So there's the amp. So all we really have to do is that extender is going to come back here. One shielded Cat 6 is going to come here. We'll bridge the gap. We'll be able to move this in the back. And that's it. I might need to see, and this is screwed into this. Probably need to get another 4U rack so that the amp will stay here. I don't think we're gonna need this. I mean, worst case, I might just leave this here and then unscrew this and let this set on the table that's gonna be in the back. Then we don't have to worry about anything else. But let's find our path, because there's a jack right there, and might look at going in a crawl space. That might be easier, and then we don't have to go in the ceiling. We're still gonna have to run cables from back here, the 2 fiber optics back here. But what I think I might do, since there's no TV back here, that HDMI splitter might live up here somewhere. So we run one cable here, the splitter goes here, which will go up to the TVs on either side and then go to the back, to the fellowship hall, because this other TV is going to go on that wall right there. That's what we're gonna do. So let's start getting the easy stuff out of the way. I'm gonna disassemble this, and then we will unhook this and then move it to the back. I thought they were gonna move the pews, so, and having a table set up, but we will address that at a later time. Let's get this disassembled. I gotta unscrew that, move this back, and then see if we can find a table or something, and maybe move some pews. But worst case, I'm probably, after I do this, I'm gonna start taking the clock down, put the PTZ camera up in the back, and then finding a path to get the cables. Because if worst case scenario, I might get some conduit, run it that way, and drop it. Because again, I don't know which side they wanted me to do. I don't know if it's gonna be the left or right, so that's why I kind of want to hold off. But we'll see. All right, one PTZ up, and gotta figure out the path. Like I said, I'm thinking about just running conduit to the left or right, whichever side they decided to be on. And then it comes down. And if it's the side, this is where the booth would be. But like I said, my concern is first, and I brought it to the pastor's attention, that we need an outlet back here. Because how are we going to get power to anything? And let's see this side. I mean, that's closer to the box, so that might be a better option. But like I said, there are no outlets over here either. That's going to be a little problematic. And I need to find some type of table or something to put this on. But anyway, what I think I'm going to focus on now is hanging the mount for the TV that's going to be in the fellowship hall. Then we're going to climb up, move the ladder, find the studs in the ceiling, and I'm definitely going to have to move the speaker over so they'll get out the way. So the idea is I'm going to have it in a line, like right here. I'm going to have it in a line with the flag right there, and as well as right here. So I'm going to have to move that speaker over some, maybe about to the other part of the door frame, but we'll do that and try and set up everything. Probably going to need to go pick up a surge protector for all of the equipment. And then we figure out something from there, but we're gonna put this here so that when people are here in the kitchen, they can actually see and hear what's going on. Alrighty, so we got the mount in the fellowship hall done. I am going to look at putting the mount up for the TV up here first, and then go towards the camera for the front camera. I'm most likely going to put it in that corner right there and go from there, but I think everybody just got here, so let me talk with them. Alrighty, so we got first mount up, gonna work on the other one, but like I said, we have to move that speaker first. So, and then also it was decided we're gonna be moving to that side. I've already pulled up the pews, and they're going to be moved later, but we got them up out of the way. The electrician is going to be here at 4, so I'll be well past gone by then. Gonna start migrating some of the stuff over here. We'll do some conduit, like I said, to wrap around here for the cables, for the camera back here. There's a crawl space here, so we're going to drill a hole down and then crawl our way back to find up where that is. And then we'll also run one cable for the fiber optic HDMI cable that's going to feed everything. The splitter will live up here somewhere, so that would make it easier to run everything. So I probably just going to run it in the same place. So that looks like there's a hole already right there where cables are being fed up, so I just need to find that and widen this up, or maybe put a plate here so everything can pass through. But probably put the HDMI splitter here, so then that will feed up to where the TV is going to be here. Same thing on the other side. Might run it up and behind here to get to there. And then we have to feed another one. And then a small change, what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 TVs back here. So this one is going to stay here. We're going to get another mount to go there. So that's where the other TV is going to go. So we will run the HDMI to over here, punch through this wall, have it here, and then see the other easier way, honestly, is to put conduit all the way across. It's going to be thin conduit because it's only going to be that one fiber optic HDMI cable. I'll probably do that, run that here, and drop and plug in there. And then we'll figure out the easiest way to get, because those cables will come through here. The HDMI splitter will live here, and somehow we need to get here the safest way possible. We're already going to go up for the TVs, and then, like I said, all the way to there. So there's already a line there, so I might just do the same thing, but then come up here come down, punch through, and then that's how we can split. We'll do conduit going this way for that TV, conduit to go that way for there, and that should fine. I need to order another mount and need to make sure we can cover ordering an additional TV for that. But let's find a table, work on that stuff, run the cables for that camera, get an image up, get the computer up. Need to find where the main internet is to run a line back there, and then we'll do some CSAA ministry. I want to wait as long as possible before I have to do that. But anyway, let's go move to the next thing. All right, folks, I haven't been recording that much, but got stuff temporarily set up. Got the new mics just set aside. Got the board removed from up there. So what we're going to do, since everything is going to be back here, we're going to connect the computer into the line in. We can pick any one of these for our line in. Probably might do 15 and 16. But then the audio that's going to go out for Zoom, live stream, whatever, we're going to use to record out, which is going to mimic the main house sound, but ultimately might go to an aux out. Just don't know. Right now we have it set to that because not doing any live streaming. There's no internet here. Don't have to worry about that. So we're going to make a closed network for everything. And but they said broadband is being installed in the area. So whenever they do that, I'm going to run an extra cable. So they just got to connect it and all that stuff will work. But that's what we got going so far. Like I said, these two pews are going to be removed. We'll leave the back one there for people to sit down on. I need to find a cable so that we can at least plug in the PoE switch, or I could just wait because the electrician is going to be here this afternoon, so it should be done by the time be back here Wednesday. Gonna run the fiber optic cable, and I'll leave some extra Cat 6 connected to that, and I can re-terminate that, and that extra rack that I didn't get rid of, I might just bring that, and that's what this will be going into. And I need to get a surge, a 1U surge protector that will plug into that will power everything on and off that way as well too. So mental note, AJ, the things that you got to order so that they'll be here by Wednesday, before Wednesday. I think that's it. So I'm gonna work on that, then go to the camera in the front, pull the speaker down. I already disconnected the Spicon connector, move that over, find a stud, put that back in place, go back in the ceiling, go up with 21 3/4 of an inch away from the front wall, wherever the stud is, and that's where we're gonna align the other ceiling mount, and we go from there. All right, so we got the other mount up. I have the fiber optic HDMI ran through there, got that over there. Pretty much, I completely overlooked that they have choir mics hanging. So I need to get another one of these extenders or get gender swappers so that I can plug it in there, just flip it and use one for there, because it's just the speakers that are going, and I have 3 jacks and it's just 2 of them. So with here, if I did a gender swapper on there, I'll be able to plug into that and use one. So I might do that. I already have the shielded ran just across the floor for right now. It did get a connection because I heard it through the amp and everything like that. We're gonna punch a hole through here. That's how the cables are gonna come in here. Do the same thing on that side, so it'll go to there. Run them across here like in a conduit to get them up out of the way. Run another conduit here, come down. Then we are going to punch through here, and then that will go up, and I'll run the conduit. Also run the cables from the PTZs, Ethernet, and the fiber optic from there. Run that in that same conduit, maybe a 1 inch will be enough. We run that in there as well too. Drop it down in the corner, go to the floor, or go through here, widen up that, run that through there. Then that will be fine. All of the connections are there. And then we run the connection back here. So I had an issue with finding the stud here. It is one, it's just way off from the drywall. So the lag bolts that originally were here were not long enough. I'm gonna take one of these, get an extra long one here, maybe like a 3.5 to 4 inch long one, and then we should be able to hit the stud, and then we'll be able to put the speaker back up. I need to extend the Spicon cable because it is not far enough to get here. There is a stud right here, but didn't want to put that because that's going to still be hitting the TV. So we're putting it all the way over here. So I just got to extend that. I think I have some more speaker cable that I can actually just extend it, or I'll just get I only need about like 3 feet, and we'll extend that and put it to right there. The conduit is going to go here to connect the camera. I think what I'm going to do is at least plug up the cables to that. Don't have any power to connect anything here, so it's kind of hard to test this right now. But I want to make sure everything is out of the way, so when the electrician's here and they get new outlets, we'll be able to do what we need to do. Still got to set up the computer and everything like that, but thankfully that's already set up. Did that at home. Hook up the ATEM, all of that's been configured. Hook up the computer, and like I said, this is the RCA cable. Hold on a second. This is the RCA cable that we will hook up into the record out here. Then a 3.5 plugs into the ATEM for sound, for Zoom or anything like that. That'll be straightforward. I think I have some more XLR cables that we need 3 of them to connect to that. Yes, sir. And then we go from there. All right, so I'm kind of at a standstill, mainly because I don't want to crawl up under the floor. And then the other thing is, I think I already said it in the other video that I recorded. The lag bolts are not long enough to hit the stud, so I need to go get those. Also, I might need to get myself another stud finder because it ain't been consistently finding stuff. It said that I was good right here, but what's that? That's straight wood. I went here, it hit wood. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna get a plate to cover up my mistake right here. I'm gonna put a 1-inch grommet here, and we're gonna drill all the way through here, and that will be the punch through on this other side for right here. That's what will feed the 2 HDMI cables that go in this direction. So that's more than enough of that, and we'll seal that up, and then we'll run that straight up, put the stuff in that direction to go where it needs to go. Conduit in both directions for that real thin conduit that will be right there with the ceiling in the top. We're gonna, like I said, a 1-inch conduit going from right there right across, then down, and that's what's gonna connect to what's needed here, which is just the HDMI. The other cables are gonna be ran. That TV, we're gonna run that straight through right behind it, drop it down, that'll come here, plug into there. And as you can see, I opened up a hole here, so we'll put a brushed plate right here to pass everything through. And then the only thing that we need to run is this and the fiber optic HDMI and Ethernet that's going from that camera. Those will be the 3 cables that we run back with an additional one. I'm gonna bring up my box of orange Ethernet cable. That will be for the internet that I'm just gonna leave up under the floor to get me the connection that goes back there. We'll punch a hole, drill a hole down in the floor back there under the pew. That's what will bring all our connections through, and we'll do that tomorrow. So I mean, not tomorrow, but Wednesday. So Wednesday we're gonna be hanging the TVs, running the rest of the cables, doing the the conduit. Hopefully we should be able to get through all of that. Just got to drill the hole through there, run it straight, drop it, conduit. That should be fairly straightforward because it's not anything major. We just run it up, punch it through there, hang the 2 TVs here, the one up in there, the 2 that are now going to be back there. If the table should be here, electrical should be here, conduit for that one, and then just set up the computer, and that's mainly it. So good productive day. Didn't get as far as I wanted to, but we got a bunch of supplies I need to get. Need to get some XLR cables, 8 of them, 10 of them, actually. 10 of them. The connections here. 2 gender swappers for the choir mics, conduit, another mount, another TV, and surge protector. That's what we need. And I'm gonna bring the rack mount that I had. That will go up under the table. That will plug into everything. And I need to get some ears for the PoE switch so that can be rack mounted now. So I think we're good. Mental note for all the stuff I need to order. So I think that's about it. And I'm probably gonna do this all in one video, so I'm not gonna split this up. So we'll see y'all on Wednesday. Hey, good morning, folks. We are back. We had our first journey of towing with the Tesla, with the TVs that picked up earlier this morning. And I don't see nobody here. Told them I was gonna be around here this time, so I wonder if they left the door open for me. I hope they did. No, they didn't. So let me see if I can hunt down a telephone number and see if I can get somebody here to open it up so we can get to work. All right, folks, so might have to, well, not might, gonna have to come back because the electrician got the outlets up for the TVs and in the fellowship hall, but there's no jack back here, so I can't plug into anything right now. So setting up everything with the computer, can't do, and the pews are still there, so we gotta move those out of the way some way. But the main thing I was going to focus on is getting the TVs hung. Got longer lag bolts for the mounts for the speaker. And do the conduit, the pass-throughs, all of that stuff. Get my other drill through so that we can get into the choir loft. This is what I'm going to put to cover that up. And I've got the XLR cables and all this other stuff to bridge the gap, and then we're gonna crawl up under the floor, run our cables, and do that. And then hopefully what we'll do when we come back is hang the other TV, get everything configured and dialed in, and maybe possibly do some training. So let's go ahead and get the mounts up. Alrighty, so we got one up. I'm working on the other one now. All right, folks, so we got all the TVs up, but unfortunately, this one was cracked. So we had put it all the way up and then saw the crack, took that one down. So I got to take this back to the store to get an exchange for this one. This is the other one that's going to need to go in the other one in the fellowship hall, so I'm waiting for the other mount. So literally took it out the box, powered it up, saw the crack, put it back in. Switch the other one up. So the other one in the fellowship hall, we just finished doing that one. So I'm gonna tape this up, probably put this in the back of my car instead of the trailer so that I can lay it down flat for that. Well, not that it matters. I mean, it's already damaged, but I want to make sure it's secure when we put it back. I need to work on opening up a hole and running the cables for everything. So that is what I'm gonna focus on right now. Actually, let's do these first, and let's get this out of the way because this is easy. These will be for the pass-through that we run all the cables to where the mics and everything live here. Alrighty, made a couple of changes. I decided to run conduit here instead of punching through the wall. So I need to get another piece, about 4 more pieces, so I can go all the way up to here to where it's hidden behind the mount. So just a little bit higher for that. Gonna do the same thing there and then just run it down to near the thermostat, get it to right here. Then I can come back behind here and run it over to there. No need in punching holes through walls if we don't need to. So I'll run it straight down there. So that'll be 1 piece, 2, 3 pieces right here. And then that same thin conduit I actually ran back here, and that's gonna, another piece will allow me to just do a right angle to drop down for there, and another, I think I got enough for what I have for here, right angle drop down, and that would hide the cable because the cable plugs into the TV on this side, on the right side. So do the same thing over there. All right, so the next thing I need to do is I need to punch through with my drill through that so that we can run our cables up. We'll run a piece up. HDMI goes that way, the other one goes that way for the TVs. So that's when we'll run from there over. We'll run a conduit down for the camera, and then that bridges to there. All right, folks, ran into a problem. I drilled a hole down in here, drilled one in that back corner, but when I crawled in the crawl space, all of that is a new extension. I've reached a bulkhead right here that I can't crawl up under. So getting all the way up under here is problematic. Found another entrance on this side of the church, but I think the crawl space up under here is only 1 foot. So that is not enough space for me to crawl up under here. So we're pretty much just gonna run the cables across the floor on that side and need to let them know we're gonna move it from everything being over here to this side so that we don't have to cross back over. All of these cables will run directly here. We'll secure them against the wall with some type of conduit, go up there and meet in there, and that'll be the easiest thing to do. So I am running the cable right now for the front PTZ. I'm gonna terminate that so I can put the conduit up against the wall, drill through the wall, and then be able to also run the cables for the TV, the TVs that are going to be in the back. So that's what we're doing right now, and we did all of this fun stuff. All right, folks, so we got it up, we got everything, and boom, we got our images on the TVs that we have set up right now. Got to, can't find a fiber optic HDMI cable to go to the other TV. Not that we got it yet. I got to take this one back. I need one more cable to run back here, and then I can seal up the conduit. But like I said, we got an image back here as well too. The extra piece of conduit I'm gonna have there to hide that from coming down as well. The main thing is, let me turn you around. So we got a lot of cleanup we got to do. We got our cables ran through here. We got our initial piece of conduit. We're gonna put another one right down that's gonna hide all the cables. I just have to run one more fiber optic HDMI for the other TV, then I can seal that up. We're gonna put a box right there to close that up, make that look nice and neat. And then piece of conduit come down to hide those cables, come around. Then this piece is done. TVs in the back are done. We'll close this up. I found the top to this, so we're gonna put a top on this since nothing else is gonna be needed in here. We have the cables connected here. So technically I ran an extension cord down the center so I can just get power for right now. So I could hook up the sound just to test it, just to make sure we got sound. I need to get some additional XLR cables because I don't think originally how the sound was hooked up, it was connected with 1/4 inch cables with their soundboard, with their mic receiver, so that all the mics were on 2 channels. So since we have 8 mics, we're going to connect them directly to the board. So I need 8 XLR cables so that we connect them all. So all of the mics, wireless mics, will be controlled independently. We'll do that, close that up. The wireless mics live in the back, so that part is fine. That extra rack that I said I wasn't going to return, I may put that here up under the table in the back to hold the wireless mics, just to free up the table. And like I said, we decided to put everything on this side. So they're going to put an electrical outlet back there. I'll be back Friday afternoon to figure out what we're going to do with conduit or something to put these in place. And then next Saturday is when everybody's going to be available for us to do training. So I'll be back for that. In the home stretch, it's always the small stuff. Once we get all that stuff, setting up the computer and everything is going to be pretty straightforward. Since there's no internet, we're going to do a closed network for the joystick and the cameras and all this other stuff. So that'll be fine. Like I said, we moved the speaker, so that's fine. And literally it's just get my black zip tie the cables behind the pipe so you don't see that. One more piece of conduit to hide the cables coming down the wall. That part is fine. And like I said, it's just a little stuff that's left. So let me take this TV back, get a replacement for it being damaged in a box. Hopefully the other mount will be here. So when we come back Friday, put the mount up, hang that TV, have the other cable. I might just order another fiber optic. I think I got one at home. We'll do that. Then all the cables are ran because the front camera is ran back here as well too. I just got to connect it to the ATEM. Make a cable for the ATEM, make a cable for the computer, make a cable for the joystick, and make a closed network. And that's fine. And since there's no network, I can't really run Presenter because Presenter needs an internet connection. But we'll have everything up, ready, test out the sound, configure the mics, and then they'll be good to go for Sunday. And then that's about it. So I'm probably going to close this video. No, I'll just add this on to Friday as well too. So we'll see y'all Friday. Hey folks, AJ the CEO here. We are back from our failed live stream today where we lost power. We're back here at Union Hope. They have electrical installed on this side, but they have another electrician that is going to put electrical on that side. So not worrying about this. I got the new mount and all that other stuff, so I'm about ready to hang that TV now, get that knocked out, start setting up this stuff, put the rest of the conduit up, get everything cleaned up so we can move forward, because this is my last day that I officially can be here. Hopefully we won't have to come back, but if we do, it's going to be like 2-3 weeks before we come back outside, unless we come back on next Saturday where we were planning on training everybody. Might have to be then, but let me get my tools. Let's go ahead and measure off the mount with the new TV that we got, get that hung, run the cables there, and start working my way backwards to get all the stuff done, cleaned up, and then go from there. Alrighty, we got both TVs up. And now concentrate on running the cable to back here. Alrighty, so we got our conduit ran for both locations. We got the conduit up here, ran, found the top to that, so that's there. Probably gonna leave that front off because they're gonna have to switch that bottom one on to turn the amps on, but we got it locked in place. The cables are secured here. So for the most part, everything up here, except for cleaning up a little bit of the mess I got up here, is all that's left. We got to get rid of those mics and hook up the new mics. I need to move my ladder and zip tie that cable there, but I need to pull some slack so I can do that. Now we're going to focus our attention on the conduit that goes in the back so that we can get the camera over. Also secure these cables. I got some gaff tape that's going to be temporary. Probably going to pull the carpet up and put it up under there, but for right now gaff tape will hold that in place. Run that all the way up there. Probably going to have to use that table right there because we don't have a table. I need to rip up these pews and get those back in place. And actually, let me put this one back in place too while it's here. And then we focus on the cables here. That part is done. Turn on the sound system. Hook up the mics. I am short 4 XLR cables. Hopefully the ones they had will work. If not, I had ordered 10. But Amazon, as usual, messed up the order. I ordered it next day, and then they said, oh, we'll get it to you in 3 days. What's the point of ordering it next day if you're going to do that? So anyway, we got 4 cables. I need to get another 4, so most likely I'll order it again, the cables, and when I come back next Saturday for training, I'll switch those out. But let me put this pew back in place and then undo those. Try and get one of them out the way at least, and then can start setting up everything and then run the conduit. All right, folks, I haven't been recording that much, but they are putting in an outlet right now. And they told me that he got up under the floor, but he found the snake skin. So, I'm not going down there to do that. So, we're going to do some conduit right here. But we got the system up, we got the camera up. I didn't install the CMS app, so I'm going to turn my phone into a hotspot so I can download that real quick, get the joystick and the camera set up. Audio is fine. We got it routed over here, so all of that's good. So let me do that, and then we'll be back for a quick little synopsis here. Alrighty, folks. Well, I didn't do that much recording, but guess what? We're all done for right now. We're going to come back during training and do conduit here, but we got the cameras up, joystick there, sound is tested, system is up, got the feedback everywhere. And where's the mic I brought back here? Because we want to verify that the sound is working for them for Sunday. And, I left it up here. So right now we only have 3 cables, and I mentioned that. So for right now, we have 3 wireless mics, and the hanging choir mics are working if they needed to use that. We turn that on. And we bring up the house sound. Test 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. So sound is going here, and as you can see, audio is coming over here with the A-tone. Need to make sure I turn that on. So as you can see, audio is coming here as well too. So when we come back, we're gonna run a cable so computer audio can come into here, but everything else is good to go. Really not going to be using the system like that until we get back for training. But you got Pastor Tolson right there. I mean, I think he might be excited about all the bass in this mic that he can use when he's preaching. So, all right, folks. So I'm here at home actually editing this video, and it looks like my phone didn't record the last part of the video. So pretty much, we're going to be back there next Saturday to train, and I'm waiting for them to pay for the TVs because that's what I fronted. And that was my miscellaneous. So when stuff like this pops up, I always put a miscellaneous in my invoices. So if I have to buy something that it wasn't expected, but I used that to pay for the extra TV that they wanted. So once they do that, I am ordering a bunch of black conduit that's going to run across the baseline. That's all those cables. I actually Velcro zip tied them so they're not all over the place. So they're one thin strand. We're going to put conduit there when we come back on Saturday to train. Also, I took my Starlink Mini with me, but I just never got enough time to actually set it up outside. I'll probably bring it with me for the training and put it outside for right now so I can actually show them what Presenter will look like, because Presenter needs to have some software in place when they do have internet or whatever that's coming down the pipe. They'll be good. We still need to run a cable. Now, the fact that their electrician was able to get up under the floor, I'll know that in the future. I'm still not going to go down there because he said he found a dead snake skin and all this other stuff like that. So no, we're not doing that. Especially since we already got everything straight. The other thing that we got to do, I'm also going to get a rubberized mat to replace the gaff tape that I have at that door sill. So that'll be, and I'll actually screw that down into the floor. So that's not going to be an issue. What else? Also the extra XLR cables, that's what we're going to put in place. But I believe I probably still could have finished this in 2 days if the electrical was finished on Monday. But, things happen. So it didn't. So worst case scenario, I could have finished everything on Monday and Tuesday. And then because the TV was damaged, would have just came back and probably just had to run the HDMI cable and hang the TV. But I think we made good progress. He's had Pastor Tolson and everybody who saw when I turned the cameras on, everybody it's always like that. Everybody's kind of, I don't know. And then when they actually see the picture and they see how close it can be and all this other stuff, then they're like, oh, that actually looks good. So really excited about that. And I think that's about it. I'm tired. So I'm gonna finish editing this video by putting this video on here. And I think that's about it. But just know, folks, if you ever need any help, you can go to ajhomes.com/consultations. We do Zoom, we do phone call, we do on sites, we do all that other fun stuff. I just got the quote back from the major install we're going to be doing in Chicago. So I'm probably going to be up there coming at the end of September, middle of October, something like that. So that's going to be fun. Got a lot of gadgetry that we're going to be putting in place up there. But anyway, if you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Folks, thanks for watching. This is AJ. Catch you on the next video. Later.